I am back playing Slime Rancher again. Instead of waiting a full week, I'm playing it again today. Because it's a fun game, and once a week I kept forgetting even slightly what I was trying to do. So playing it a little bit more will help me not lose any sense of focus. But if I remember correctly, my goal currently is just messing around with these resource collection element of the game, because it was just unlocked and I don't really know enough about it. But first, I need to feed my slimes. Probably feed some of these Q berries to the pink slimes, but not yet. Okay, no, these guys are getting way overfed. They were getting too much, so let's put a little more back in here and then feed the rest of the pink slimes. Let's leave the puddle slimes for now. But while I'm playing this, I intend to talk a bit, because I've read a little bit more in the past couple of days than I had in the days prior. So I have more stuff that I could potentially talk about. I haven't read anything exceptional, but I read a couple. Well, I caught up on some light novel translations. I really could do with more of these guys, but I caught up on light novel translations for a few. There was By the Grace of the Gods, which is just it still fits my memory of it being pretty, like, just off from generic. Like, it's almost purely generic, but then it has a little bit that I think keeps it from being just a completely generic story, which helps a lot, but I'd still say it directly leans a lot into tropes and doesn't, like, it doesn't push too much that's totally new in the day-to-day storytelling. The overall setting... He's done? Yes. Okay. The overall setting has some relatively unique elements. Like, I don't think there's many, not like, Japanese web novels, light novels, that go for an isekai story where in their previous life on Earth, the god of Earth explicitly treated them poorly. Like, I don't think there's many that go for that sort of story. I think it's kind of unique in that one way, but it's still basically an isekai story where the main character is super good at everything. Like, it doesn't change that up in any meaningful way. Is that all of them? Yes. Like, with regards to that, it's not... It doesn't really do anything new. But I think it's a little bit saved a little bit by the fact that it heavily emphasizes the, like, I don't know, slimes within the world, which, like, slimes being a very common, you know, monster in any fantasy, like, JRPG adjacent setting. So, like, slimes are everywhere, but it I would say indexes heavily on slimes, though I would also say that some of it is a little bit, so some of the slime related stuff is pretty clearly just a cop-out to solve issues as or before they arise. So it's never really interesting. So a bunch of this. I wanted to check out warp depots, which I can't get, and the drone, which I can't get. None of that. I can get none of that. But I should make more drills and stuff. Let's make a bunch of these. I can only make 2 because pink plorts are the limiting factor. So, to help with pink plorts, I need happier slimes, which means that I should probably switch away from tabby pink slimes, so I can actually have a viable favorite food to feed them. So I should look for another slime variant to replace, like another couple slimes, and replace the, make them pink and something that I can feed, and tabby with the other one. I should aim for that, I think. Seems like a good plan, but for now, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. But, story, by the grace of the gods, not the best, but it's fun enough. But the most recent volume was, I don't know, kind of interesting. Like, not super interesting. I would say it was not anywhere near top volumes of stories I've read, but it was okay. I don't think the volume's quite over. No, it might actually be done now. It's either one more chapter or it's over. Very easy to forget because it's not a memorable story. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna... Like, it's not even worth trying to use these guys. Yeah, I don't think it's even worth trying to work with chickens. Like, should I feed them to the slimes that want to eat them? Yes, but it's not, I don't think it's worth trying to keep those guys happy. What I should do is try and locate... I need the hunter slime in here. That might get me a key that I can then use here to enter this area. But as part of that, I just want to locate a single... I want a new type of slime to combine with the pink slimes so that I can... Because they don't have a favorite, so they don't get double. So if I feed anything that's part rock slime heartbeats, I'm pretty sure they produce 2 of each plort, which is very valuable. Chickens. I need these to feed to my hunter slime over there. Why would they jump down? These hens are suicidal. But it is what it is. But, oh yeah, I also wanted to put mining stuff in a different location. I think this might still be the same biome, so I'm not going to put it here. I'm going to try putting it, yeah, right here. This is a different biome. And here. So that will be done in 12 minutes. Same as always. But grace of gods, the story was fine. A bunch of stuff happened. It wasn't very memorable. I think the only noteworthy part was, I think this volume was where it was first introduced, of him having like weird... Oh, actually no, it was already introduced to the volume before, but it was more... Like it was expanded upon in the current volume, like using slimes and magic to make stronger magic, which is... Like, it's meaningless without world context, but the idea of, oh, slimes are made up of magic. Like, they're physically made up of magical element, magic power. And then if you can manipulate magic power all the time, and then you can manipulate it with the slimes and it works together. It's an interesting, like, concept. It's fun. I like it. And that was valuable. So this is there. Excuse me. I had to sneeze. This is over here. Briar hens, I think, are what I want to feed to the Hunter Gordo slime. But making progress. But the story itself wasn't very interesting. The other story that I read was The Unwanted Undead Adventurer, I think it's called. That has like 7 chapters of its 8th or 9th volume, maybe 10th volume. A lot of volumes. And like this volume was kind of, it started poorly because it was not appropriately introduced as its own volume. Because where most like novels, books, when they start a new volume, this is a map. When they start a new volume, they appropriately, introduce the current state of the story to an extent. Like, some do it too much. But this one, I think pretty much 100% just picked up exactly where it left off, as though the first chapter of this volume was it does directly follow the chapter before, but if you account for the fact that people reading a book generally aren't reading, like, you read a volume, then you wait, then you read a volume, then you wait, then you read a volume. So it doesn't work as well to directly go to treat the first chapter of a new volume as the next chapter. You have to sort of work your way back into the story most of the time. And so the first chapter was very confusing without, like, if I hadn't, gone back into the story just to reread what had been happening, which I don't think is ideal. Like, obviously, rereading stuff before new volumes release makes sense. I do that all the time. But I think it being necessary to reread it, like, to even have the slightest idea of what's going on, because it starts off mid-chapter, is a little weird. It's a weird way to write the story, I feel. And it makes it harder to get back into the swing. But the rest of what makes it even worse is the previous chapter of the previous volume wasn't even like a noteworthy chapter. It was just like, oh, we're doing some quests, collecting mud. Literally, they were collecting like mud and a water cat. Like, that's not a noteworthy moment. It doesn't stick in your memory nearly as well. So I think it hindered the current, most recent volume, at least the start. And up to chapter 7, it's still, them on that quest. I need to go around this way. And they've still solved it, but then, they get attacked, and they win. It's kind of a difficult win, in the sense that any win in this type of story is a difficult win, where it's a written story, they're gonna win, so it's not really a surprise when they do. but in the sense that they had to actually fight them, it was a difficult win. But it introduces some different plot elements, at least. Like, it introduces, like, I don't know. I think it's like the fourth different variety of basically magic power. Like, oh, most people, there's spirit that fighters use. There's divinity that divine people use, like priests and vampire slayers and whatnot. Then there's magic that magicians use, but now there's ability users, just generic. Yeah, these people have unique abilities that they just randomly have, which, like, is fine. There's no issue with that. I think the way... I wonder if I even have to go back at night. Like, it doesn't actually seem like it's strictly necessary, just that there's more feral slimes at night. But, yeah, there's ability users, and it potentially does suggest that there's a chance that the fundamental premise of the story, where he got, right in the start of the story, so it's not a spoiler, right at the start he gets eaten by a dragon and turned into an undead. There is a non-zero chance that that is sort of an ability that he has. I mean, the main character seems to believe that that's not the case, but given that the abilities that have been introduced are just, oh, it's just an ability, it's hand-waved, it's not in-depth in any way, it's fully possible that his transformation into an undead monster was because of some ability. It's not that wild. But either way, it was an okay volume. It introduced concepts, but it was still... It was a weirdly paced volume, because I think like a quarter of it was spent fighting one person, or a quarter of what's been released so far. Maybe a little over a quarter of what's been released so far. But like, a bunch of it was just, hey, fighting this old man, who's very strong, but fighting an old man, and then whatever. And then after they fight them, they're, relatively speaking, they're buddy-buddy. Which, like, the buddy-buddiness wasn't that unreasonable. It was not totally reasonable, but it wasn't offensively unreasonable how quickly they sort of became buddy-buddy. I have too much stuff. Let's just feed the roostros. But it's an okay volume. It's not done yet, but it's mostly done. I think those are the only two noteworthy things that I've read. Other than that, I've been watching the first 3 episodes of first 3 episodes of the 2nd season of Prehistoric Planet. Ooh, so fun. You really have to love dinosaur documentaries that are, at least personally, I really enjoy dinosaur documentaries that are more, they're teaching you about, or they're explaining the context, but they're doing it in a dramatized way, which I think is positive because it makes it so you can, so I at least, can like follow it better, because anything that's just, oh yes, here we are at the dig site, here's where we found the fossils, here's what they mean, that's less, like, for me, I find that less appealing, it's less interesting, because I guess maybe it feels less, there's less connection potential to the individuals, sort of, which it might be more realistic if it's just, hey, here's the skeleton, here's the fossil, here's what they look like, here's what we know. Like, maybe that's better from a teaching perspective, but it doesn't hold the attention the same, which I think is kind of a minor issue. Like, think pulling in the view, like drawing the viewer's attention is worth a lot. And Prehistoric Planet does a great job in the same way as the like old Walking with Monster BBC series worked, which my understanding is that is like a lot of the information in that is out of date. It wasn't accurate even when it was released. There were a lot of issues with it. Like the Mosasaurus was, they said it was 25 meters long, but realistically they were like at most half that or something. They greatly exaggerated the size of one of the oceanic reptiles, but it's still fun to watch, and I've rewatched it several times. Money. But yeah, it's a fun series to watch. It like the Prehistoric Planet gets the exact same, like it attracts my attention in the same way, where you sort of get, even in the like segments only being set a few minutes long, I still get, you know, attached to the little, oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it's a herbivorous crocodilomorph is the family of crocodiles. Like there was a herbivorous one. It was getting chased by a carnosaur, probably. It might have been a specific variant in the same family. I'm not sure. He was being chased and then it gets away. Yay! Or the little pterosaurs are trying to fly across the water, but a bunch of them can't make it because they were born so recently that they still don't have the necessary strength to fly across, I don't know, several meters. No, it was like hundreds of meters maybe. It was not a short distance. Like, because it is not purely an abstract image of a dinosaur, you sort of see the hypothetical life they would go through. It creates some level of connection with the creatures. They aren't all dinosaurs. There's one, in the first three, there's one mammal. There's a, what, crocodilomorph is the term that I've seen. But like it's a ancestor of crocodiles, I'm assuming. Kind of have to leave that because I don't have space. But you get attached to them in the slightest amount that makes it more, it keeps your attention better, and it's a lot of fun to see. It's a lot of fun. It has very brief like stories that it tells of what, like a Pachyrhinosaurus that, so there's two males, and as happens in nature, one of them picks a fight with the current, the alpha beta concept I think has been debunked, at least in wolves. Like the head Pachyrhinosaurus has, you know, no, not the head, I don't know, second fiddle at best Pachyrhinosaurus gets uppity, they fight, and you know, you see how it all progresses. And like, that all could be done by simply describing how territorial the main males in dinosaur groups are, but having it, sort of giving it personality. I don't think personality is the right word, but giving the dinosaurs I guess personality is the right word. Giving the dinosaurs personality and some level of stakes instantly makes it easier to connect with, I would say. Not like on a personal level, but like, oh yeah, you can understand that this dinosaur over here really wants to maintain their position as the lead, because if they aren't the lead, they'll probably get kicked out and have to live on their own and die fairly shortly after, since they won't have any support. So it adds that type of stakes, relatively speaking. And this style of documentary, though maybe they aren't technically documentaries, I think they are documentaries, but like this style of storytelling does an excellent job, in my opinion, of, come on, keeping it, drawing attention to what is being told. Oh, that was close. I almost thought that was gonna run out. I was very close to running out of chickens, and if I did, ooh, that would have been annoying. Head heads over the edge. Hunter plort gone. Do I need hunter slimes? I don't think I need any. Goodbye, little guys. You will never be seen again. But now I need to go to the new area. But I'll go to the teleporter and head home first. I'll go to the new area in the next day before it gets dark. I want to head back. I should really explore more of this area, but I'm just going a little further. The nice, yeah, I can't really talk too much more about Prehistoric Planet 2. I could talk about Prehistoric Planet 1 briefly. I don't remember a ton from it. I just remember some moments and the general fun of watching it, but okay. I don't know how to... Oh, it's under me? Yep. So I came back with the key. Now I need to just manage all this stuff. Just get all this collected and sent into the zone, to the refinery, whatever it's called. They're out of food. Just let that sit. Grab all this. The Prehistoric Planet 1 was fun too. I don't remember many of the specifics. There were a lot of things that were interesting, like the T-Rex swimming across a stretch of ocean to get to an island to eat a turtle. Mosasaurus fighting was kind of interesting. One common, I'm gonna say statement, it could be a complaint, I'm not really sure. One common statement I've seen people make online about the first and second, only the first series so far, is like, it very much emphasizes the dinosaurs and other animals mating as opposed to hunting and stuff. Like, I can understand that when fundamentally the main goal, well, goal being, I don't know, anthropomorphizing, the main goal of every species is reproduction. Like, so that is something that is very important to talk about when you're talking about, you know, the dominant class of animals that were around for millions of years. Like, how they reproduced, how they lived, how they passed on their genes is important. But I can definitely agree that whenever like, obviously it's not a story, so being predictable isn't actually an issue. Well, it is sort of has stories, but when you can guess the line that's about to be narrated by David Attenborough, like, you can get what the goal is going to be for the next sentence. It's a little predictable. Like, oh, but this Beelzebufo isn't here to drink water. He's here to find a mate. And it's like, you can see it coming before it even gets there, because just about every one of the dinosaur or other animal segments are centered around, you know, the family, the reproduction, and, you know, passing on genes. It majorly places the emphasis on that, which isn't an issue, but it is predictable, which again isn't an issue because it's not a story. It's not really a story-driven show. It's a fact-driven show. But it is what it is. But it does touch on some fun prehistoric creatures, like, or prehistoric animals. It's probably easier to say than creatures. Some prehistoric animals, like, you know, Hatzegopteryx, the giant. I think they're pterosaurs is the broad group. But the giant pterosaur that hunts on these islands, that because they're so separated from everything, like, everything has miniaturized pretty much. Like, there are, oh, what was it? It's not iguanodons, but it's the group they belong to. I can't remember what it's called because I'm bad with names. Oh, duck-billed, no. Oh, I really should remember what they're called, because they're not, like, it's not some new class of dinosaur. It's an old classification. Like, there were some of them were talked about in Walking with Dinosaurs, which came out over 20 years ago. So it's not some new thing that I've forgotten about. It's just I am unable to remember it. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, there's ones that are like a quarter the size of the mainland, the like average mainland ones. And like they get, or at least their children, get eaten by pterosaurs on the ground. Like, not picked up, just straight up. Not like swooped down and picked up, but like they walked on the ground to catch them. And it's like, it's such a cool image. Let's just ignore everything and just go out. It's such a different image from what was always portrayed when it came to like pterosaurs. Like, they were always aerial predators. They didn't crawl, well, not crawl. They don't really crawl, but they didn't move around on the ground to hunt dinosaurs. Like, they were often fishers. They often fished for their food. But these guys eat, like, the baby dinosaurs and just sort of nab them off the ground. I think that's a cool thing to highlight. It also highlighted one mammal so far. The mammal looked very normal. It looked like a mammal. It sort of looked like portrayals of Megatherium. Is Megatherium the giant sloth? It had that face pattern that I think of with... Yeah, I think it's Megatherium. I think Megaloceros is the one that I'm thinking I might be confusing it with, but I'm not, because Megaloceros is the giant... I don't know. Elk, caribou, horned deer-ish thing. Slime key. This is a nice zone. It looks very happy. Except these are incredibly sketchy. Okay, so I'm gonna have to find something to open this up to get to the rainbow? What? Are these teleporters that I have to go to? Like, are there colors anywhere? No. Okay, I don't know what this is. I wonder if I can fly over. There's probably an invisible wall, but... Okay, so this guy is empty. So does it want me to shoot, like... plorts? Okay, so it's saying there's a... I need a plort that matches the eye colors. So I need, like... I don't know, a honey plort here. A... something silver plort there. Oh, there's another door right there. A light blue plort here, which could be puddle. A green plort there, which could be rad. I think I have to get 6 different types of plorts. So, looking at the colors, it could be boom, rad, honey, puddle, and I have no idea for those two. One of them might be phosphor. And other than phosphor, there's no rock one that I'm seeing. One of them could be tabby. And I could also just be missing entire types of slimes that I just haven't seen yet. That is the red one. So I think I have to come back here with a bunch of different types of plorts. No idea which ones I need, but it's interesting. It's very different. Maybe one of them's tabby. If one's tabby, then I can just test it right here. So if one is tabby, it would be gray or white. So it's not this one. It's not that one. It could be that one. That one's blue. It's probably not that one. I assume it would stick in if it was, correct? So there's one I actually have to locate as well. There's 2 silver looking ones. Or silver or white looking ones, but I don't know where one of them is. Was it up here? Hey, got it. So that's 2 of them. Yeah, I'm assuming phosphor, puddle, boom, rad, honey. Phosphor, puddle, boom, rad, honey. Okay, fastest way back is probably the teleporter to the right. So exit, follow the right. It's probably my best interest to not hover when I don't need to. Because if I hover... Ooh, there's a puddle here. So I only need 1 puddle. And then I can have everything else all in one go because I have... Actually, I can get a boom plort. Boom plort? Other than boom plorts... I don't think... So rad slimes are not near here. Honey slimes are near here. But they're kind of a little bit further away. Okay, boom plort, if it's a boom plort, will be here. Puddle plort was over there. I didn't reach. Okay, if it's not puddle plort, then I don't know what it will be. I have no idea what that's supposed to be if it's not... Oh, it's probably rock. It's probably a stone slime. Because that would make sense. Where does this door? I wish I had this door open. Because that would be slightly more convenient. But I don't have the stuff to open it. It's probably stone plort. So, rad, phosphor, stone, honey is my guess. And I just need to get back, pick up one of each of those, come back here, put them in, and then it'll be good to go. If I find a honey slime, I will be back shortly. I want to go out this way. But, yeah. I didn't expect there to be a puzzle. But if I go back to Prehistoric Planet, Hatzigoptrix was fun. There was an interesting... I'm gonna call it a zone. Oh, mint mango! Sweet! I finally got mint mangoes. That's a honey slime, or honey plort. I can test that. I'm not going to right away, but actually I probably should. Oh, mint mango. I should go test the honey plort, because if it's not a honey plort, then I'm gonna have to figure out what it is. I'm gonna be shocked if it's anything but a honey plort, though. Like, what could it be other than honey? Is there anything else that, I mean, it could be a gold plort, but that would not fit the gameplay of this game. Like, requiring you to RNG find a honey slime, a gold slime, to make progress in the game doesn't fit the general style I think this game goes for, which is pretty relaxed. Though, I mean, some parts of this have been less relaxed. I mean, I didn't expect there to be a puzzle. Not that the puzzle's super difficult, but it's kind of... I assume it's... Maybe it's here as a puzzle to, like, require some level of slime interaction. Because I think technically, if you were technically just trying to beat the game, quote unquote, you could probably do it with barely any actual ranching of slimes. But getting this bit here would be slightly easier with ranching. Okay, it is all the way up. I actually don't think going this way is faster than just going straight back, but like, I think going directly back would actually be faster. Can you go left and right? Yeah, Prehistoric Planet's fun. It catches a lot of what I enjoyed, or I actively enjoy, about the, like, old Walking with Monsters stuff. I'm not drowning. I'm actually kind of surprised. It's like, or Walking with Monsters, that's another Walking with Dinosaurs thing, but I'm mostly Walking with Dinosaurs. Like, it catches what really appealed to me about those. Like, that show. Mint mango. No scare slime. But I was here to grab a rock plort, a boom plort. I already got a boom plort, a rock plort, a rad plort. Shoot, did I need 5? Was there another one I needed to grab? Rock, I already got the honey, I already got the boom. Just in case, I'll grab an extra boom plort. Rock, oh, phosphor slime. That's the one I wanted to grab. I want to grab a phosphor plort. I think that should be it. I don't think I need the boom plort. But I'm gonna sleep, wake up, and go directly there, abandoning my duty as a rancher short term to get this door open. Like, I should do all the daily ranching stuff, feed everything, make sure it's all good, collect all the plorts, but I want to get this door open because then I'll have the door open. It'll be nice. This is a moment where the teleporter would be very nice to have. Sadly, the whole teleporter thing is a totally different investment than everything else I had been doing thus far in the game. So what is worth noting, I'm actually gonna, if I don't forget, I'm gonna run back this way because I need to pick up these mining locations. I wouldn't be surprised if the optimal quote-unquote way to do the mining stuff was just plant them somewhere, AFK near them for 12 minutes, pick it up, repeat. But you could also just set up, once you get a teleporter, then I think it's going to be easier to play the game normally and do that. I really hope it is a rock plort that I need. If it's not a rock plort, then I have no idea what's wanted. That's blue. I don't think there's any other blue plorts. Okay. Glowing, glowing, glowing. Blue over there. White over there. Green there. Rad plort. Phosphor plort. Nice. And rock plort. Nice. That was pretty cute. Ancient ruins. I don't have a map yet. So I want 2 new types of slimes from this location, hopefully. I know quantum slimes are probably here. Or at least I assume quantum slimes are here. Because I don't know where else quantum slimes would come from. Those are puddle slimes. Quantum. What do quantum slimes eat? Quantum slimes eat phase lemons, which I do not have access to yet. But I'll probably find them in this area right here. How do I... I guess I can't harvest them like this. How am I supposed to get phase lemons if I can't harvest them? There must be some sort of puzzle adjacent thing that lets you harvest phase like this, maybe? No, that opens that. This place is confusing. Not deeply confusing, but it is odd. But once I have phase lemons, I can get better. If I combine quantum and pink slimes, it will result in having a favorite food that's actually viable to feed to get more pink plorts. Chickens. What? What? Everything about this is so weird. This area is, I mean, it's intentionally odd. With it being like the ancient ruins and time shifting and stuff, but it is very odd. Like the tone of it differs greatly. Oh, cool. So it does actually like have the vertical, like that will block up there if you're up there. I still need to get phase lemons. I don't know how to harvest phase lemons. I need to trigger that door. I don't need to trigger it, but I want to. Oh, was there a place below there? Oh, it swaps between these two. Is there something below? Yes, there is. Is there something below that one? No, there isn't. Oh, it triggers everything. Each one of those buttons. Is it swapping the phases of the lemons? No. I should probably interact with these. Ooh, the ghostly phase lemon trees that you may have seen were a real head scratcher for me for the longest time. If If you want the lemons, you've got to be willing to part with the fruit of your own. Give it a shot. So I have to shoot a fruit at a phase lemon tree to get phase lemons? I really hope that doesn't apply to home cultivated. Like, I hope that when you're, like, dealing with them at home, you don't have to basically have two different types of fruit growing just to harvest phase lemons, but I wouldn't totally put it past them to make it incredibly difficult to farm this one specific food. Okay, way up here there's a key. But back I go because I still haven't fed my slimes and I want to start farming phase lemons. Okay, where am I going to farm phase lemons? I'm going to farm them over here. Right in this area. Which, considering the amount of space I have, is probably not an issue if the phase lemons actually do require you to trade. I actually want scarce slimes here. If the phase lemons actually require the additional stuff, then it's not unreasonable if they did. I guess I just lose all my tabby slimes for now. Like, no access to tabby ports for a bit until I decide on a new tabby slime breed. I could just make a new... You know what? Before I kill them all, I'll not kill them all. I'll just make a new corral for the new breed and keep both for now. I mean, at least for now, I can't really have too many pink plorts because they are in high demand when it comes to the crafting. So I'll put them in here because I already have a slime in here. It'll be easy. Oh no, but I already have the phase lemons over there. So I should really go over here for the phase lemons. And if I'm going there anyway, I should really harvest the Q berries. I should grab these too. But it's fun little exploration. This new zone's pretty interesting. Oh, I don't need heartbeats for these guys anymore. Because I have the mint mangoes, but I can also just use the mint mangoes if I need to exchange them for phase lemons. I need to grab pink plorts. Quantum slimes are gonna go here. Quantums go there. I need 7 pink plorts to create 7 largos. And then I'll be able to get more pink slimes. Or more pink plorts, which I need to craft. It's an interesting... I kind of wish this game had a... I kind of wish it didn't seem optimal to just have every slime you ranch be a Largo slime. Like, having some sort of advantage to keeping them separate would be interesting, I think. Like there being a benefit to having small non-Largo slimes would be interesting. Maybe the sequel does that, but I think they're being like making it maybe you can't feed them their favorite food when they're comboed. Like they don't have a favorite food anymore because they've been like they would have 2 separate favorite foods. But since they like merged, they now go from, instead of having 2 favorite foods, they have no favorite foods. So you still get 2 plorts for each food instance, but you can't get 4 total. Like, it would probably be a good... I mean, it doesn't need to be balanced. It's just a ranching game. It's just farming. It's all about having fun little slimes. It's not that important. But I think that if balance was a key element, which it doesn't need to be, I think making it so that Largo slimes are not objectively better. I think Largo slimes are pretty much objectively better. I could be wrong somewhere, but like, since Largo slimes seem to be objectively better, I think it might be beneficial to have a trade-off exist. So many hunter plorts. So many phosphor plorts. I need more money to research all this. But I can research a bunch of stuff. I really want to know what that is all about. There's advanced drills. I already unlocked those. So, if I want to get a drone, however drones work, I need 12 quantums, 6 wild honey. I didn't bring the stuff back. I meant to stop at the drills on the way back, but I forgot. So I want apiaries. Okay, 5 apiaries that I will place far away. Thereby allowing for other varieties of honey-related stuff to be collected. But I'm gonna stop soon after this day. I'm gonna get plorts to the refinery, sell everything that isn't tabby or pink for now. Like, I think no, I'll bring 1 batch of boom plorts and rad plorts, and I'm going there anyway, carrying this stuff. So might as well deliver a few extras. And then pick up everything, make sure all the food is harvested and in place. Then it's... oh, treasure cracker mark 2. I need that. Because there's science behind those. This would hurt your shoulder, the amount of recoil on this machine. Like, shooting them out like that, the amount of shaking back and forth would hurt. Okay. There's still tons of slime types that I assume I haven't gotten. I feel like I should have found them all by now, but I guess there's several that I just haven't seen somehow. Because I know there's magma or lava ones that are just like the equivalent of pond, but fire. I don't know where they are, and I'm pretty sure they exist for multiple reasons, but maybe they're in behind that last door that I haven't unlocked, or maybe, yeah, they could be over here, wherever, however you get there, because like that could be like lava. There's also this entire area over here that I never noticed until now. What is this? I haven't seen that yet. I guess there's an entire other area to explore still. I'm surprised I didn't notice. But as I wind down for today, I'll be back with this type of stuff on Monday, because I'm busy on Friday. And I'm not going to do it earlier because I have other stuff I'm doing, so it doesn't really match up well. But I'll be back ranching slimes on Monday. After I'm done all this. Because I need to finish clearing all this stuff so it doesn't just fill up too much. I definitely could add more slimes to this pen. They're definitely underpopulated compared to what they could be. Because I could probably fit twice as many as I currently have. I don't think I need to, because they seem happy enough and I'm producing enough for what I need right now. So yeah, looking at this board, things that I'm missing. There's a crystal looking slime, which is just here. Crystal looking slime that I wouldn't be surprised if it was somewhere in this rock zone, or over here actually. This could be where the magma guys are. I'm missing that, and those 4. So there's several that I haven't found that I feel like I should have found by now. Well, no, some of those I don't feel like I should have found, but like... Oh, good. I don't have to trade fruit just to harvest fruit. So now... Wait. Do they just phase out? Or oh, they just look like they phase out. That is something. I hate this. I mean, I actually think it's great, but... That is excellent design for, like, a slime. Like, oh, it's a quantum slime, so you don't... Like, it could be in 2 places at once. Because, you know, quantum stuff is confusing. And it's all... On the quantum level, stuff doesn't behave as expected. And I think this does a great job, like that design does a great job of encapsulating that fact, and I think that's wonderful. I need 15 for the drone or the teleporter. Straight into the pen. But I can drop off the quantum plorts. Why do I have 15? Oh, I guess I have 15 because I probably fed one when it was small instead of big, so it didn't double or whatever. So now that's in. I don't think it. I think it was. Yes, it was the drone that I wanted quantum plorts for. I need wild honey. I need to go plant those apiaries. And I need to purchase the upgrade for opening treasure, tier 2. Because that will get me more research upgrades that will let me do more stuff. I don't have enough money. I'm out of money. But I'm out of money. I'm at 6k. I'm at almost 9k, but I need another 40. Almost done for the day. Just need to harvest all of these. Well, collect all these plorts. Feed the slimes. I just keep grabbing more and more stuff to do. I just need to stop the day and just stop it right there. Feed them. Well, prepare to feed them in the morning. Sell all this, purchase the upgrade, then I stop. These rad plorts are not worth a lot. I mean, they're worth 30, but like... They're only worth twice as much as pink plorts. Okay. That's the end of the ranching for today. It was productive. I've unlocked a new area. Next time, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might explore this area for missing slime types. I need to pick those up. I need to not forget about them. I want to get another type of slime that might not be available up here. And there's a Gordo slime that I need to locate to unlock the gate up here. And I didn't notice this. I have no idea what that is. But that's where I stop. Goodbye.